surprising to discover. It would not be surprising to discover that the trade routes between China and the West were open many centuries, even millennia earlier than 200 BC, contrary to what is currently believed.
Okay,
After all,
what does that mean? This is what I call the pause and reflect. So after we read a sentence, sometimes they let our brain catch up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, what is that sentence saying in your own words?
Okay, so it's saying that some people believe that the route between China and the West were open, like weren't open this early, but they're saying that it was open like many centuries before than what it's thought to be.
Excellent. I love that. All right, continue on.
After all, what made the Great Silk Road so attractive as a trade route linking China and the West, level terrain, easily transversable mountain passes, and desert oases, would also have made it an attractive route for the original immigrants to China from Africa and the Middle East. And this early migration began to at least 1 million years ago.
So what does that mean?
They're basically just telling you like what made it an attractive route. So it's saying it was easily transversable, level terrain, and like, so basically it would have been attractive for people leaving China and going to Africa and the Middle East.
Excellent. So what is our conclusion here?
So the conclusion is basically the first part, just saying it would not be surprising to discover, like basically.
Excellent. All right. And then, so what kind of question is this?
The question is, the role method.
Yeah. So that a migration from Africa and Middle East to China occurred at least 1 million years ago. Figures in which of the following ways? So what is the relationship between that sentence to our conclusion, would you predict?
So that sentence kind of supports part of the reasoning that the conclusion makes, because it's saying that it was open many years ago. So the fact that that migration occurred a long time ago kind of supports that.
Excellent. All right, so one of the hardest things about role questions is oftentimes our answer choices are very abstract. Like it'll say like one phenomenon is supporting another phenomenon, which in turn presumes what the argument is attempting to seek, or something like that. We need to fill in what those parts are with something specific from our stimulus. So if it says like it's the phenomenon the argument seeks to explain, like, okay, well, what phenomenon? Like, what can we fill in from our stimulus for that? And so, like, for example, when A says it is cited as conclusive evidence, I stop there. I'm like, conclusive. So like this means like it is like 100% certain for the claim that trade links between China and the Middle East were established long before 200 BC. So is this sentence the conclusive evidence for that? Like, does this guarantee our conclusion? Because that's kind of what conclusive evidence means. Like, it seals the deal.
I probably would like hold that one.
Okay, I like the honesty. Let's hold it.
Conclusive is a strong word. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So, but you like it because you're like, at least it's saying it's a premise. But like, we can at least get on board with that.
Yeah.
Okay. What about B?
I would say no, because I wouldn't consider it an intermediate conclusion.
Yeah, what is an intermediate conclusion?
So it's not the main conclusion, but it's like kind of like one of the premises might get to something, but it isn't like the end goal of like the whole.
Yeah, yes, like an intermediate. It's a conclusion that in turn supports the main conclusion, right?
Right.
Yes, no, I love it. You're thinking through it. So, yeah, I don't think that this is a conclusion at all. Like, and this began at least 1 million years ago. Like that's not a conclusion. That's just a fact. So It can't be an intermediate conclusion. Excellent. All right, what about C?
Hmm. That sounds good. And it's like it uses weaker wording than A, so it's a little bit more of a safer choice.
Yeah, okay, so let's look at between A and C then now. Like, why do you, and I like how you use safer choice because this is a top-down question because we're going from the stimulus to our answer choices. So we tend to want more mild answer choices.
Okay.
What is the difference between C and A?
So they both say that it's offered as evidence, but
Mhm.
A says it's conclusive evidence, and C just says it's evidence as support that it could have been much earlier than what's currently believed. But then, like, A is really specific. It says long before 200 BC. So
So, yeah, no. So which one do you like?
I like C because it uses safer wording.
Same, agreed. It is not the conclusive evidence. So let's get rid of A.
Okay.
I agree with you. Your reasoning's perfect. All right, so then what about D?
It's like irrelevant. I think D is pretty
Yeah, I
irrelevant.
mean, it is offered as evidence against the claim that trade routes between China and Africa came before those eventually established between China and the Middle East.
Yeah, because we're
No,
only
yeah, that's
talking about one
irrelevant.
trade route. So
Yeah, let's get rid of that one. And then what about E?
completely wrong, just from what I see from the beginning, because it says main conclusion.
Yes, excellent. And so our answer is C.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay, so I want you to go ahead and do